Everybody, it is Colin here and welcome to this video. We're going to have a live Q&A in the Facebook group right now. So when I look to my left, there's a second screen there full of questions of people in the Facebook group asking them live, and I will be answering them live right here in this video. So let's go. So first of all, we have Scotty who's saying he made his first $27. That's really good, Scotty. Almost in profit already. So yeah, if your sub IDs aren't coming through in Max Bounty, first you have to contact your rep. They have to enable the sub ID report. As soon as that happens, you have to select the correct date range, then download it to Excel, and then you can see it. So I think they're doing like something new with their sub ID system, and it's not like ready yet for proper use, because before you could just have everything like the same as the conversion report, the sub IDs, as I showed in one of my videos, right? This was way easier, but it happens. They try to make things better, and these bugs are part of it. All right, so anything else? Is it true that if you edit an already running Facebook ad, it will reset the learning phase? Yeah. So what happens is, if you run an ad, it will say initial learning phase, or it will say learning phase completed. If you change the budget without using the set rules, then it will go to the learning phase again, basically reset. What happens is, sometimes it's been running for a long time. Usually what happens for me is that it starts out at 50 cent CPC, it goes down to like 12, 10, over time 8, and then it goes from 8 to 10 to 8 to 10, like every other day, right? It just balances between those two. What happens if you reset the learning phase, it might go up to 20 again and come slowly down, or it might never come down. It really depends. So yeah, that is something to take into consideration. Like, do not mess with the learning phase. You better, if you want to scale your ads, then you better use the rules. And if you don't want to, if you need to make like drastic changes, like interest targeting or whatever, then you just have to take it into consideration. Don't forget about it. So Nay is asking, how is Sweden for sweeps? Sweden is really great, but also really difficult. Why? Because the payouts are really high. It means the leads are very difficult to acquire. A normal CPC, I would say for a beginner, is probably 0.3 in dollars, so 30 cents per click. For me, I think it's about 12 cents per click, maybe 10 cents per click. That's in euro cents, so like $12 cents per click on a good campaign. However, in Sweden, I work with a private advertiser. Just I have a custom deal, and they pay me around $5 per lead, which is a little more. So I can spend a lot, and the ROI is obviously insane, but they have lots of rules. So I need to deliver a fair split between male and female on their percentage. So it changes every week. I need to deliver certain age ranges. A lot of rules, but that happens when you get like high payouts as well, right? And Sweden people are smart. They have money. That's why a lot of credit card submits are also in these countries. But yeah, man, Sweden is cool. Nordics is cool, but it's very, very competitive. I would probably push a beginner first to the United States before I would push them to the Nordics, probably, because that's really difficult. But hey, if you think you can do it, man, do it for sure. It could be huge. Or it could be the end of your CPA career. Let me just drink some water. All right, cool. So yeah, average lander click-through rate for Nordics. Basically, it's the same for every single country, yeah? So Instagram for the lander in the Facebook group, I give you guys. Instagram would be 80% plus, would be good. If you have a winning offer, it usually goes around 90%. For Facebook, 40% plus. If you have a winning offer, it's usually around 55 to 60%. Yeah. So what happens is, if you want a higher CTR, for instance, on Facebook, and you make a one question click through, you maybe get like an 80% CTR, but you'll see that the conversion rate drops really hard, which you don't want. So you want to achieve the highest EPC, and you have to play with the metrics of ad, lander, offer page. Alrighty. Any other questions? Or should I browse on affiliate some more? They have like tons of stuff. So I'll just wait for the next questions to roll in while I just click around on this network. See if they have anything interesting. Greg, for a $6 a day ad set, what is the audience size you would recommend? It really depends on the country, yeah? So the geo is very important because it's all relative. So the audience size should be relative to the offer, should be relative to the country. So if you could tell me the country and the offer category, so fashion, groceries, trips, whatever it is, then I can give you like a more accurate accurate answer, yeah. Because with CPA there's tons of variables, and yeah, you need to have them all aligned to be able to give a proper answer. All right, so a question about content blockers. Content blockers, basically, you have to fill in like a single opt-in offer before you can enter the content which is behind it. It is a way to make money, but I don't recommend it. It's not really scalable. It's pretty labor intensive. Yeah, it's not something I would do usually, or not usually, ever. All right, so Greg, if you can tell me the category and the geo, I can answer your question. Until then, we move on. When am I going to talk about my tracking software? I'm actually going to make a video about 3 different trackers, probably next week. Why? Because the tracker I use is not necessarily best. I think I've looked at like 5 trackers now. I've tried 5 trackers and there's like way more. I think every tracker has something unique and you just got to go with, like, there's no best. Everything tracks, everything does it work. The tracker I chose right now is just because it has unlimited clicks. So a lot of trackers work based on, if you send this amount of clicks, this is the cost. Every clicks you send more, you need to pay more. And the tracker I have right now, I can just send whatever I want. It's self-hosted. It's a little bit more advanced, but I really like it. However, I don't have a cloaker built in. So right now I'm talking with some reps about a tracker which has a cloaker built in, which is like interesting for me, maybe for in the future. Like, I don't think I'm going to cloak right now or do anything with cloaking, anything like super black hat related, but it's interesting for the future. Like, I might want to try out some things, yeah? So I will talk about my tracking software soon. And of course, you guys can have a look and make your own decisions based on that, whatever you feel like. And if you don't have money for a tracker, use the free tracking system video on YouTube. All right. So that's about that. So I think Greg fell asleep or something because he hasn't commented about his offer yet. Nay asks if I would promote H&M on Facebook or Instagram. Both. Doesn't matter. How can I let the Facebook pixel know when a conversion happens so I can optimize for conversions? For that to happen, you would have to place your pixel on the offer page to capture the lead, the opt-in basically, which you cannot do 99.9% of the time. Therefore, you should put your pixel on your landing page and optimize for landing page views. That's the best you can do, really. You can also trigger the button with a complete registration action. But from my own experience, when I tried that, so instead of traffic on the campaign level, you choose conversions and then you do complete registration. So you optimize for people clicking the button to go to the offer page. But what happens is super expensive relatively to traffic, landing page views. Yeah, man, I think Greg was indeed a little tired. So he went and had a nap and wasn't curious about the answer. All right, so Sid has answered Greg's question. Thanks, Sid. $6 budget for an ad set. The geo is New Zealand and the offer is fashion. So with a geo like New Zealand, it's relatively small, right? I don't know how many people, but for sure less than 10 million. So let's just look it up. New Zealand, and population. 4.7 million people. Damn, I was right. So 4.7 million people. If you do fashion, you would probably only target females in the beginning. Let's say half those are females, 2.7 million, 2.5 million, yeah, a little bit less, 2.3 million. And then like a quarter of those are not on Facebook. So you're left, and then we shave some off. So if 1.5 million people in your audience are like fashion, then you target the brands. Well, per brand, let's say it's 10%. So you have 150,000 people. So you have to make some guesstimations, right? But you have to take things into consideration. You don't want the audience to be too small because then you cannot scale. But you also don't want the audience to be too big relatively to the overall size, because then Facebook will have a very hard time getting that CPC down and optimizing. So for Sid's situation, I would recommend no less than 100,000, maybe 50,000. So you can run it for a bit. You have the opportunity to scale, but no more than 250,000. Oh, Greg is back. Oh, all right. So Greg is actually traveling and watching this live video at the same time. So kudos to you. Yeah, so he's running in Australia, and then he's running sweepstakes, but I meant like fashion or like the specification. But no worries, we'll just take Australia. So when you look at Australia, the population is probably a lot bigger. Australia, yeah, 24.6 million. So if you run a generic offer right there, like groceries, you can probably target up to like 16, 18 million people, divided by the gender, maybe like 8 million people. In that scenario, if you're going to run broad on an 8 million people audience, the chances of you being successful in your first couple of days are very slim, unless you have a lot of pixel data. So in that scenario, I would try to pick certain brands with certain locations. So you get the audience size below, let's say 300,000 people, just for the initial test phase. If everything is successful, you can scale it later to the 8 million people audience. But first you need to know what works. And to do that with big audiences, it will require a big budget. So if you have the money, please do that. That's what I do. Like I just launched a campaign in Finland like 2 hours ago, and I think it was a 2.1 million people audience, but it's also spending like $200 a day. So if you have the tools required, then yeah, be my guest, do it for sure, man. Nay has a good angle, well, a good idea about an angle. So one of the major struggles people have in the beginnings is creating ad copy. However, the one and only factor, because you will learn how to make ads, you will learn how to find images, you will learn how to rip and make landing pages, you will learn how to find good offers. That will just take like a month or 2, 3, 4 months maybe. But the one unique capability that a lot of marketers don't have, which the super affiliates do have, is they come up with crazy angles. They either steal angles through spy tools and just rip the angles, or I just think of them themselves. And Nay is asking, what do you think about the birthday angle? Like, we're looking for ladies born in February to participate in our survey, which is obviously really interesting. It's one of the oldest angles around. However, you can target based on birthdays in Facebook. So that would be a really good targeting solution if you have a very big audience. Let's say you're running in Australia with an 8 million people audience. If you cut those up, it would be 8 million divided by 12, if they all would be on average the same birthdays per month, which would be 800,000, maybe even less, like 650,000, 600,000 per ad set, which would mean that overall your pixel will be, I guess, easier to optimize on the ad set level. So yeah, I think the capability to make angles is the one skill you must master. That takes time, and it takes creativity, and it takes headaches, lots of headaches. Right, so how much money do you spend on testing before you start scaling out? Do you follow your own method of 3 times payout? Or you just create a crap ton of ad sets with different targeting? I do both. I create many ad sets. So for my offer in Finland, I think I did 22 ad sets. And then I do 3 times payout. And then I let it run for 3 days. However, as I have more cash on hand, I usually, if it's profitable after the first day, I scale it up immediately. However, the profitability must be above 50% to do that. If it's under 50% but profitable, I'll let it run. If it's not profitable, I'll let it run. Just let it run 3 days. Like, the rules apply. Only the more experience you have, the more... how do I say this? The more risk you can take. Yeah, that's it. The more risk you can take. So if you are prone to risk, then just follow the system. The system never doesn't work. It always works. However, if you're impatient, if you like to take risks, like, usually it doesn't pay out, right? However, sometimes you get crazy ROI. So if you get like 400% ROI, you want to scale it the same day, then you do that. Usually it's a mistake, but sometimes it's not. And you make a good amount of money. So that's the risk reward kind of situation. If you cannot handle that, or you just don't have enough cash, then don't do that. So let me just tell you guys something funny, yeah? So for everybody on the live video, I usually talk about like all the money I'm making, like in the videos, the screenshots, but as of Sunday, from Sunday until yesterday, I didn't run any campaigns. So in Netherlands, you pay value-added tax per quarter for the kind of business I have. So I had to pay like a huge tax bill for the first time, like huge, which killed my entire cash flow because I didn't calculate this expenditure in my cash flow. So I had to pay it before today. So I paid it 2 days ago. But I recalculated my entire cash flow on Sunday, and I was like, damn, I cannot even run any ads because I don't have any money. And today was payday. So I got paid out a lot of money today, so I can run ads again today. So if you follow me on Instagram, you would be able to see that I have like a new winning campaign, which did like, I think 2.5K in profit already today. But it was obviously very unfortunate because I want to do big things. I want to keep running, but even on my level, which is probably far ahead from your level, however, still a beginner, still making mistakes. Like, how could I not think of the tax? How could I make such a big mistake in my cash flow that I wouldn't be able to run ads for like 4 days? And 4 days for me is missing out on a lot of money, like potential money at least. Which, yeah, sucked, man, but it's a huge lesson learned, and I will never make that mistake again. So everybody has to make mistakes. If you don't make mistakes, you don't learn. Like, I learned so much from making that one mistake that I will never make that mistake again. All right, so I'm a little behind on the comments. All right, how would you bring a campaign that's breaking even or minus 20% ROI into profit? Split test, ads, landing page, or maybe offers on the back end if you work with a lot of networks. All right, let's see. Let's see. What do you think about flex targeting? I have no idea what that means. So if you could elaborate on that, I might give you an answer. So Nay is asking, when are you getting your Lambo? Man, actually, to be honest, I've never even owned a car. So I have 2 bikes. And you know, you're from Amsterdam, we are the bike kings. So I have 2 bikes. I don't even have a car. So yeah, I first would probably have to get a shitty car before I drive a Lambo and like wreck it in the first day. I will never get a Lambo. Like, I'm not that kind of guy. I don't like fancy stuff. Like, I like food. So I spend a lot of money on food. I like books, but only like the last 2 years. I like gadgets. I like PlayStation. But I don't really like Lambo. And I think it's a good thing, right? So don't spend money on that. No, I'm not referring to income tax. I'm referring to value-added tax. So I don't think it's something you have in the United States, but European businesses add value-added tax to their revenue, 21% in the Netherlands, and you have to write that off to the government, which is fucked up. But yeah, that's the way it is. And you're playing on borrowed land, right? But I didn't know. Well, I did know. No, stop lying. I did know, but I didn't realize that's something else. I didn't realize it, and it struck me. Like my accountant called me on Friday. She was like, "You'll get an email soon with the specifications of the payment." And I was like, "What? Is it time already?" And she's like, "Yeah, it's time." And I'm like, "Okay, whatever." Like nothing you can do. By the time I was fucked already. And that's a part when you realize, like, before I was doing like the entrepreneurial journey from like day job to entrepreneur, right? And now I'm like from entrepreneur to building like big business. And then you have to deal with those issues. Well, they're not really issues, like it's part of the game you play. So lesson learned. All right. I want to promote baby products. So I'm targeting new parents Australia and the audience size is 50,000. Well, it depends. If it's a sweepstake, it's low. But if you are following the ClickBank video, then 50,000 might be all right. May say the A5 Wagyu. I never even eaten like the Wagyu kind of beef. However, I watch a lot of like Guga Foods. I think that's what the channel is called on YouTube. And man, he makes a lot of Wagyu steaks, grilling. Like I love that channel. I love to watch. Like usually when I eat dinner or something like breakfast, I watch like those food channels cooking. So fun. All right, somebody's actually sending an image. Yeah, so the taxes it's value added tax, right? So the networks who work with me, they pay me value added tax 21% on top of my revenue. So I just give it to the government. But what I did was I used that. So you have to hold it for like 3 months. So what I did is I got the money, I used it for my cash flow, right? Because I was struggling with my cash flow, I still am. So I had 21% extra cash flow every single week for like 3 months. And then at the end, you have to push it to the government. So it was a bad thing that I didn't calculate it, but it was a super good thing because it really stimulated my cash flow. So, and it was like multiple 5 figures. So yeah, that was really nice. Yeah, man, that's his other channel. Yeah, Sufi everything. Yeah, he's a cool guy, man. I love his food stuff. So we actually have an ad here. Let me just pick it up. Let's see. Let me just grab a sip of water. It's a cute kid. It's a little creepy, but yeah, I don't know. I don't like babies that much. Like I like small children. Like when they're like 4 or 5 year olds, I don't have anything with babies. I like to play soccer and stuff. But yeah, I don't know. Something weird about a kid. Other than that, I think it looks pretty good. Swipe up needs to be bigger. I would pick a different font. Also, if you see this line here, it's not aligned here. You see? So it's not in the middle, and Canva has the feature. This looks good right here. Yeah, I think this is a little bit too small. The text might be a little bit bigger. And if the kid would look down, it would look better. I don't know. The kid is putting me a little bit off. I don't know because I'm not a mom maybe, but I wouldn't put the kid, or I might put something else. Just put some baby products, right? Like a baby room. Let's just see what they say. Baby playroom. Let me just move my chair. I don't think this was a good idea. Win. Right, so let me say win baby supplies. Supplies. Might be able to find something there. Nope. Oh yeah, maybe something like this. Like you can just get inspiration for this, right? They put like all the baby accessories on there, which I would do as well, which would make sense. Ooh, I've seen a Huggies campaign before, so this one, you could just rip this one instantly and just put it on the ad. Look, this one. Damn, that's like almost, you just have to size it up in Photoshop and just cut this out, man. This looks great. This looks really good. I don't know what this is though, but I really like this like style. It's easy, simple. It's a little bit creepy, but yeah, so you just got an idea. Just What I would do is just something like this. Just put the baby stuff on there, like all the things they need, right? Because they're like new moms or whatever. All right, cool. Let's go on. So Scotty has a very good question, like a business question. If I reinvest all my profit, and the question is yes, I do. Like I pay income tax, but I don't pay out my salary. So I still have to pay out salary from like 4 months ago. So it's like stacked up. It's about more than 5 figures right now, which I still have to pay in salary and other stuff. But I'm just stacking that because every money, I don't need the money right now. And every money I take out of the business hurts the cash flow, right? So right now I'm just trying to build up this good stream of cash so I can put some aside for like new project, like running Nutra, running Native, running Bing, like big projects, right? I want to run like 5 figures on Bing per week, those kind of projects, right? So it will take at least another 6 months probably before my cash flow is like healthy, where even if I don't get paid for a month, everything still keeps running. So if I don't get paid right now for a week, I'm fucked. But yeah, and that is because if you've seen my cash flow video, how to maximize cash flow, basically what I do is if I spend like 1,000 every single day, so I spend 7,000 a week, but I have to wait until Thursday to get paid. So you would spend the first week, you spend like 10,000 before you get paid, yeah, and then you get paid 7. So from that point on, you go with like, let's say 20% ROI. So if you spend 10, you make 2,000 a week. So first you spend like 7, then you spend 9, 11, 13, 15. And if you take cash out of it, you just push yourself some weeks back. So that's why I don't do it, if that makes sense. All right, there we have another image. Let's just look that up. Let's see what that is all about. No, that's just not it. I don't like it at all. Greg has a good question. Do you run sweeps on YouTube? I have ran sweeps on YouTube before, but it was like a test run, and let's just say it was interesting. Like it was profitable sometimes it was not profitable, but I didn't spend enough money or time on it because like Facebook and Instagram are like, will probably take me to like about 300K to like 500,000 a month in revenue. So for me to focus on Snapchat, YouTube, Bing, Native all at once doesn't work. So what I'm doing right now, I'm just focusing on Instagram and Facebook, and I'm training like media buyers, so employees, to run those sweeps on those platforms. If they master it, then we move on. Do I want to run Nutra on Facebook? Do I want to run BizUp on Facebook? Do I want to cloak? Do I want to do Black Hat? What do I want to do? And basically it's not about the money anymore. So it's just, what do I feel like doing? What do I want to learn? I might do something else, like the Facebook group, the YouTube channel is taking like 3 to 4 hours of my day. Today I worked on the blog, which you can see here. So I only made like 5 pages, but like writing content, creating content, it takes a lot of time, but I really enjoy it. So who knows? I think like cash and delivery offers on YouTube ads could be like really hot. Bing ads, probably not. Make a video on that. Like I know a thing or two about it, but not enough to like, I wouldn't be able to show you profits or revenue or anything like that. I just know how to set it up, how to run it, do the keyword research. Like I might do it, just have some fun with it, but like I'm not an expert or anything at it, just so you guys know. All right, let me see. Long comment. Yeah, so if you're going to run a sweepstake to a 50,000 people audience, it can still be profitable. You only have to take into consideration that once you scale it, it will die out really fast because there's not a lot of people. Yeah. So you are in a continuous struggle to find the right audience, so the lowest TPC with the highest EPC, but also the volume, because if the volume is not there, and that's why after like, I think I was doing CPA for about 8 months, yeah. So I decided to move into the United States because of the volume. And man, it's really hard. I think like usually I launch 10 offers, I find like 2 winners. Now I launch like 20 offers, I find 1 winner. So it costs a lot of money, but as soon as you have a profitable campaign, like audience sizes usually are like generic ones up to 50 million. So you can imagine what kind of money is behind that. But it's really, really difficult. Like the chance of getting banned are way higher. The rules are very strict. Yeah, I would just like as a beginner for sure, just mess around with like countries like New Zealand, Singapore, United Kingdom, Spain, Italy, France, Poland. Stay away from Germany, stay away from Denmark, stay away from Finland, stay away from Sweden, Netherlands, even Belgium is good. Did I say Italy already? Italy is nice. I've even ran in like South Korea, Malaysia, South Africa, Brazil. But Brazil is only like very, very exclusive and they pay like almost nothing. Well, it's just an experiment, right? Just wanted to see what those people react to. But yeah, tons of opportunities around the world. All right, Mauro's asking a question. What is better to run for an ad? Traffic, campaign settings, and then optimize for landing page views, or select conversions and then landing page views? So what you want to do, according to my 3-step training in the Facebook group, but I assume you're new and you haven't watched it yet, but you really should watch it because it holds like so much golden nuggets and it's free. So you should select traffic and landing page views from my own experience. So I think I've ran about maybe 10 million clicks, maybe more, through traffic landing page views. And it appears out of all the geos combined on average to result in the highest EPC on average. All right. Would the process for Bing, Google be the same for you at Bridge Offer? We just need to provide more value for them. So to prove, right? Yeah, so on Bing you could direct link, but I wouldn't run sweepstakes on Bing or Google. You would probably move to credit card submits if you want to stay in the sweepstake category. Credit card submits are a little bit risky, but yeah, that is something to take into consideration. For Bing, Google, like insurance is really hot, crypto, BizUp, Nutra, dating, anything but sweepstakes really, because usually the payout is too low for sweepstakes and people don't really search for sweepstakes, right? People search for dating problems, health problems, anything like that. Jordan is asking, have you promoted any sales-based offers? I'm sticking to sweepstakes right now to get started, but I plan to promote e-com offers once I'm profitable because in my experience, they are super scalable. Thanks. So Jordan, no. Like I personally always say that you have to master one thing first to move on to the next thing. And for me to master something, I've set goals, like I have crazy goals for myself. So I'm like the dream entrepreneur. I just think and then I just do and I don't look behind me. So my goal was to do 1 million in revenue in sweepstakes and then I move on, which I should be able to accomplish in 2019 because I'm well on my way. As soon as I've done that, I will probably move on to something else. But for me, the next step is pin submits this year, which I'm launching like I think next week. We have like a huge launch list of like 50 pin offers. And then the next step after that is probably credit card submits. So that's all in the sweepstake field, yeah? So then I would probably branch out to either Nutra or dating because it's very scalable. On native as my preference because of stability of the platforms. But yeah, ecom, when you look at ecom offers, they're super hot, man. Like here, even if we're looking here, like iBooster is already there. And the thing is, like, once you have it profitable for one country, you can just scale it to all the other ones which it has available. So there's like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 geos for one offer. As soon as you have it profitable, you can just scale horizontally, vertically, bang, bang, bang. What I like is, I think this is like the type. No, this is not the type, but they have like a lot of those like cash on delivery offers. So Like with the Eastern European countries, the traffic is so freaking cheap. And if you have a good advertorial page, like I think Ad Combo is the affiliate network which specializes in that. So I have a YouTube video where, like a tutorial on Ad Combo, where I show you inside the network. Have a look at that. I show you the cash and delivery offers, and they give you the advertorial pages. You can just download them. So yeah, that's really amazing. Jordan, I would recommend you check that out. And then A1 revenue. I don't think you can get in yet as a beginner, but they invited me, so I didn't have to buy their VIP course to get in. They have a lot of cash and delivery as well. No, actually, sorry, that's trade sale e-com. They don't do cash and delivery. All right, let's go. Do you use lookalike audience on Facebook, Richard? Yes, I do. I do that for all my big winners. So in Germany, I did that. In the United States, I do that. In the UK, I did that. In New Zealand and Australia, I did that too. So usually when the pixels gathered about anywhere from 10 to 100,000 clicks, depending on the geo, I make lookalike, and I make 10 lookalikes. So 1%, 1 to 2, and then all the way to 10%. And I run them all at the budget. Usually 1 to 3% perform really well, and then one random one out of the range 7 to 10. Do people really get money in Visa gift card offer? What do you mean? I don't understand that question. This type of ad for iPhone sweep, yes or no? Let me see. Let's have a look-see. Oh, Facebook just emailed me. Some of your ads are disapproved. All right. I'm not even mad. Yeah, man, that's smart. Yeah, man, this is good. Just remember that what I would do for this, you might wanna box this with a black background. Put a box like this, but man, that's great. You should make ads for me, man. Yeah, that looks good. That looks really good. Also funny angle. Scotty, it's the other way around. All right, next question. Yeah, so Banek, on the ad level, Facebook will auto-optimize. It will pick the image which has the highest CTR on average and the lowest CPC. So on ad level, you don't have to do anything. Just let Facebook optimize it. You set the budget on ad set level and you control that. So that's one thing you do not have to worry about, fortunately, if you worry about it at all. Nay, just make sure that with the image you just showed, I would make a little bit, like the image is good, yeah. Just make a little bit more generic ad like that. Like the Find Waldo is a very big one. Find the Smiley. If you know anything about sweepstakes, that's just like really old school ones. Find Waldo is like a unique example. With the Bird Box one, it will probably die out pretty soon because these things are hot and then they're not. So if you either rotate your ads often or make a more generic one. So like Netflix quiz or whatever. What should be the approximate audience size of Insta story ad? That's a question I cannot answer. It depends on so many variables. Offer, geo, male, female, targeting, interest, all those things. So that's a bad question. Let me just take a sip of my water. All right, who's next? I'm going so fast, man. You guys don't even have questions no more. No, my backpack. I remember this, man, when I was dropshipping like 2.5 years ago. These offers were hot, and right now they're still being pushed. Funny. Blood glucose management, that's interesting. It's for like diabetes kind of stuff, I guess. My Dario. It's a bad landing page. I don't like it. All right, new comments. Let's see. Yeah, so Greg is saying, I've turned off a campaign, but not the ad set and ads. Later, I've received email from Facebook that ads in these ad campaigns have been disapproved after further review. When you stop running an ad campaign, do you turn off the ad set and ads? I do not, and I often receive the same message. Even if you turn everything off, you still get the same message. It's weird, I know, but I don't know how to solve it. I don't really care about it. Usually when I stop running campaigns, I delete them anyway, because if you want to look up the data later on, you can just select the column on deleted campaigns and ad sets and ads, and they will come up. And then you don't have that, probably. Thanks, Cuddy. The Wakar, that's a very interesting name. I would say 50,000 audience size in Australia is too little for a sweepstake campaign. No scalability, and I like to scale. How to ensure that the ad will be served only one time max for each targeted user. There's an option in your ads manager. You could, I think, be paid on landing page views. And if you go below that, there's an option which says daily unique reach. And then the ad will only be served one time a day to your target audience. But you cannot put a frequency cap as with other platforms. How to delete the ad? Select the ad, go to the garbage bag, press it, then it will say, are you sure you want to delete this ad? And then you press OK. Science. Let me just pour some more water. I'm thirsty. Probably because this is like sparkling water. Only 1/5 of a glass too. It's okay. Probably almost done if there are no more questions. Or are there any? Do I work with OG ads or CPA grip? I do not. Why? Because CPA grip is, I think, a content logging platform, and OG ads have heard of them before, but I think they're a small network. Content logging, no. For me, content logging is not scalable, too much work. I'm good with ads, so that's what I do. Very scalable, lot of money to be made, making lots of money, good times, building long-term stuff, business. But man, if you need money, I think content logging is a great idea. I think you would really have to investigate the setup, how to do those things, all those things, yeah. What's your favorite affiliate network? Well, the ones I link in the training I think are really good. I don't really have a favorite one. Like, I work with, I think, 6 affiliate networks right now I'm sending traffic to. I like Affiliates, which we use right now. I like Adfeedy, and I like Big Bang Ads. I don't dislike Max Bounty, but their reps are so slow, and I'm like a talkative person. So I message my reps every single day, all of them, just to check in how they are, how they like my traffic, if we can do new deals or whatever. And the Max Bounty reps, they take like 2 or 3 days to reply, which is like super annoying if you want to have a conversation. Once they do reply, you get their attention for like 1 second and they're gone again. And that's just annoying. Like, I have reps who I have calls with like twice a day sometimes. In the morning to discuss the traffic of yesterday night. Like the US daytime is like my nighttime. So when I sleep, I wake up, they get to the office, I call them, ask them how it went, because those are offers I run in the States where they shave the leads. So I have to keep an eye on the EPC if it's stable or no. And we have a whole complete strategy for that, me and the rep together. And then I call them in the evening to discuss what happened in the day, new offers, all that stuff. So yeah, it's pretty intense. Hope that answers your question, Scotty, regarding my favorite network to work with. But that's a pretty new network. It's not on the list. So I usually only recommend stuff where I'm positive they give like a pleasant user experience. So I have other networks I'm with, like Aragon Advertising. I've never really ran anything with them though. biz profits, add combo, but I don't think those are like good networks for beginners because they have high expectations and the reps are not that friendly towards beginners, I would say. They expect you to make money real fast, which usually a beginner does not do. My field is business administration. I have a Bachelor of Business Administration, so basically you are educated to be like senior management in like a corporation. Like most of my school buddies, they either work with like Heineken in management, PricewaterhouseCoopers, like an accounting firm, Shell. They work in like these big corporations as like box bunnies, sitting behind the desk all day, being like middle management or like senior management or whatever. But yeah, to each his own. If they are happy with what they do, congratulations. Not many people can say that. All right. Besides sweepstakes, what is not a vertical you would like to use the Quizlander? Not many. Maybe dating. Yeah, dating probably. Insurance. That's it. Well, you can angle it all the way. You can use it for BizUp, Nutra. But for Nutra, probably, if you cloak, advertorials will be better. BizUp, advertorials will be better. But you just have to cloak. Like the quiz, you can use without cloaking. That's the nice thing. When you saw me, you thought I was a programmer. I'll take that as a compliment, I guess. Nay has a good question. How to improve your landing page CTR? Man, Nay's on fire today. He's asking all the right questions. So that's actually an interesting question. Why? Because you would have to change certain variables. All right, let's just go into ClickFunnels and see what is up. And I can show you exactly what has to change, or what you could change. All right, my buddy Jamal is here. He's one of the first members of this group, one of the real MVPs. I first have to answer Nate's question before we continue, because right now there's a lot more questions coming in. Just keep the questions coming in because I will go through them anyway once I've asked this Nate question, because that's actually a good question about the landing page. So I just want to show you how that goes. But yeah, because of the streaming and all, like the thing is a little bit slow, yeah. Ooh, almost dropped my phone there. All right, let's go. Let me just pick affiliates, US Petrol. No, it's not what we're going to run. All right, let's just go with makeup. So this is an Instagram campaign from like 2 months ago. Let's see. So as you can see, I ran L'Oreal, I ran AC Paris, Netherlands, Belgium, Poland, Italy, Belgium. All right, so Nay asked how to improve landing page CTR. To improve the CTR, you would have to change variables. Variables on the landing page. Elements and copy images. So the first thing I do is change the questions. Right now it has 2 questions. It should have 2 questions at least. Let's see if that's the case. Yeah, it has 2 questions. This is the template funnel I give you guys for free in the Facebook group. So what happens is, now it says how you hear about this offer, where are you from? What I do is I add 1 more question. Why? To increase engagement. But the problem is not the CR on the offer page, the offer is the CTR. So what I do is I change the questions from how did you hear about this offer to something else. Doesn't work, I change them again. Doesn't work, I make it to 1 question. As long as the CR, conversion rate, on the offer page isn't going down, 1 question is fine. But 99% of the time, it hurts the conversion rate, one click through. So what you do then is you change the copy here. Other variable to change, background, colors, SEO metadata. So basically that like, the main one is questions, so you have to rotate the questions constantly. Then it's copy here, then it's background, then it's color. Those are like 5 variables you can take into consideration. All right, hope that answered your question. Let me just see. Right, Jamal's asking how to do targeting. Yeah, that's really tricky because targeting is the skill you have to acquire. I can tell you, but make an ad set of magazines, movies, trips, holiday parks, TV shows, TV hosts, rap stars, celebrities, cars, different car brands, different music brands, different producers, different makeup lines. Like, there's so many things, like everything that has a huge category behind it, a huge audience, that is usually the interest you target. Combine them in one ad set and go. All right. All right, so Morrow got this from Facebook. We do not allow ads that may falsely lead a viewer to think there's additional functionality. What to do next? Remove the false checkboxes, drop-down menus, and buttons from your images. Yeah, it has to do with your ad image. So either, the image has one feature which Facebook don't like, so just swap out the image and you should be good to go. How do you find the best lander for specific verticals? You don't. It all comes down to testing. There are variants which change continuously, world events, algorithms, targeting options, behavior online. You cannot find the perfect one. It will always be 99% perfect. Do you pay attention to the overall EPC, or you just run it to see if it works for you or not? I used to pay attention to the overall EPC, but now I know that I go up to 50 times the regular EPC, because usually the EPC is a lot of pop traffic, like the global EPC on networks. So I just do whatever I like. If I think I can make it work, I do it. If I think I don't make it work, then I just leave it. But I select offers based on my capabilities, what I think I can do. How to improve ad CTR? Make better copy, find more interesting images. Easy, but very hard to execute. Before ClickFunnels, what did you use? I actually started with ClickFunnels. That's why I'm telling everybody to start ClickFunnels. I have recently moved on to different software, but I started with ClickFunnels. I think it's the easiest for beginners anyway. All right. Do you split Dijs 2 landing pages at the same time, or do you test the page, see how it performs, and then modify? Usually I have like 3 templates. The main templates I work with, of this is one, and my tracker can hold up to 20 landing pages at a time. They just rotate between the landers, right? So I usually run with one, which is connected to the angle on the ad. If I change more angles, then I do more landers, but I usually do one first, and then if it starts to die out or it's not good enough, then I split test more until I find the winning one. Sometimes it's 10 landers against 10 angles. Usually it's maximum of 3. Do you do lead capture at all? Build my own list? No. Too many headaches. I make very good money the way I do it right now. And email marketing, capturing leads, it's a whole different ball game. Very, very different than what we do here. Who taught you CPA? Somebody very wise and smart. Who doesn't want to be disclosed, so. If you run traffic to the offers with high landing page CTR but no conversions, would you think it's the lander? Yeah, it's the offer. Well, it could be your targeting, but probably if the lander has high CTR, it's probably the offer. So what I usually do, the offer might convert from the information of the network, but they can put anything they want, really, right? So you don't know if it's true. Assuming it's true, then it might be a different traffic source, might be a content lock or whatever. So what I always do is, if I think my ads are good, my landing page CTR is high, the offer is not working, I just go to a different network, ask them if they have the same offer, grab their link, and see how it performs. So nowadays, when I run United States offers, I put in up to 5 different offers, sometimes from the same network, usually from different networks. So 2 2 days ago, I prepared a campaign because I couldn't launch it yet because I didn't have the budget. But 2 days ago, I prepared a campaign and I put in 3 offers from 3 different networks. But that's the thing with a link tracker, you can do that without any issues because it will rotate the clicks. And you will see which one has the highest EPC in the end. All right. How do you decide when to kill a test campaign, conclude that doesn't work, and it's time to try the next one? All right. Renee, the metric is very simple. Like I tell people this every other day. So everybody, please pay attention. With the 3-step training, you do 3 times the payout for 3 days. Meaning every day you need 3 conversions on one ad set to make break even. If it's one day 4, the next day 2, and then 3, it's fine. As long as the average is 3, meaning after the 3 days, you have 9 conversions and you spend 9 times the payout. 1 time the payout is 1 conversion. 9 conversions is 9 times the payout, meaning your funnel is break even. 3 times the payout, 3 conversions a day. If it has 3 conversions a day, you leave it running. If it has 8 conversions in total, you kill it after 3 days. If it has more than 9 conversions, you either split test or you scale. Fair enough? I hope that makes sense. I was explaining everything to the camera, but on the live video you guys cannot see me, so I forgot. Only the people on YouTube can see me. Renee, let me just know if that's clear for you. If it's not, I will explain it again, but I might just draw it out, so it might be a little bit easier for you to understand. But I think it should be very clear, right? All right. Next question. How do you come up with your lenders? Networking with other affiliates or competitive intelligence? Usually it's a lot of networking with like other big affiliates. However, because I do so much stuff so different from everybody else, like I had a call with the CEO from an affiliate network like 2 weeks ago, and he told me like, the way you run sweepstakes is so weird. Nobody runs it like this. But he was also like, that's probably why you're so profitable. Because you're doing it a way nobody else is doing it, which is pretty cool, pretty unique. He's like, I'm just curious how long you're going to last. So what I do is I usually look at other people, their lenders. I buy lenders from bannersandlenders.com. I just tell the programmer what I want and he makes it for like $200 or whatever. I take a lot of inspiration from other people, their lenders. And usually I never rip a landing page one-on-one. I always edit it a little bit. What I feel is good and what works. So yeah, man, it really comes down to mastering the skill of being able to test and being willing to give in to the testing phase. Yeah. All right, Renee says it's all clear. So that's good for me. Let's just see if there's anything else we can talk about. Any other questions? So every time they pile up and then I answer them one by one and then they pile up again. But I think we're pretty much done. What time is it? So yeah, we've been doing this for about an hour right now on the live video. YouTube might be a little bit later, but we can answer some more questions. Where do you network? Places like Stack That Money? No. I'm not active on forums. Usually it's by referral. I know a lot of people who know a lot of people. So what I do is I help a lot of people, right? That gets attention. So people reach out to you. They want to talk with me. I want to talk with them. We exchange some stuff. We talk about different things. And I buy a lot of courses. I'm in a lot of groups, like paid groups. And I think that's one of the crucial things, like the investing in knowledge is a crucial part. I bought a course recently. I think it was like 4,000 euros. And it came with a private mastermind. On the mastermind, I met like 3 people and we talk every single week. Those small purchases for you, maybe in the beginning, it might be relatively large sums of money. Like the first course I ever bought was like 8,800 euros. Crazy. I don't even know why I bought it at the time, but it changed my life. Yeah. So like the things I do today, I might even be thankful for way back. So yeah, forums are usually a little bit of a show-off place. People want to sell shit. It's not really that helpful as they used to be. I think right now Facebook groups are really hot. They're really good place for community, good place for engagement. But like private Facebook groups are the best. You don't have spammers, you don't have retards. Everything is just cool. Like if we look at the amount of people I decline, I think I've declined 22% of all applicants to the Facebook group, and it's growing like really really fast. But people cannot answer like simple questions. People spam like like before. The Facebook group didn't have the post approval, but with the rapid growth, like people ask like retarded questions, send like nudes in the chat and stuff. It's like not from this world, but yeah, that's the thing with affiliate marketing, like make money online. People, you get a lot of retards as well. Scotty, that's a really interesting question. He's like, you're pretty experienced. Do you ever know if a campaign is going to be profitable before testing it out? Do you always test it, even at your level? I always test it because all I know is that I know shit. We had a chat about it in the Facebook group yesterday on a post where I always think that, oh, this image is going to work, and that's the image that is working least. The best image is usually the image I thought was going to be shit. So yeah, it's really surprising that how it works. Like you might know a lot of things, but I would always be open for new information and know that I don't know anything. Like I had a discussion like last week, but it's like on a way different business level, yeah, with somebody where I said, like all the things I know right now, right? I probably know enough to make like $1 million a year. However, relative to everything there is to know, I probably only know 0.001% of all the things you can know in the universe. So yeah, all I know is that I know no shit, and I know people doing like 10 million a month. So they're doing like 10,000% of what I'm trying to do this year. So yeah, I just test, man. Test everything. That's the post in the Facebook group last week. Test everything, guaranteed. Yeah. All right, enough with the spiritual talk. What do you think about capturing emails for sweepstakes and then further emailing them? Worth it? No, not for me, at least. Very different business structure. Let me see. Cool. Everybody's thanking me. Thank you guys for being here. I like to have a chat. That's the extrovert in me. I just like to talk, man. Like I've been talking for like an hour and 10 minutes almost now. I just like to talk shit all the time. But yeah, this is fun. Like I like doing these live videos better than just recording shit by myself. But yeah, let's just do 5 more questions and then round it up at like an hour and 15 minutes because I'm getting hungry. This guy needs to eat. Oh, just for you guys to know, like I'm really into training and fitness, right? So I've been training for about 7 years or 8 years now, and I go to the gym about 5 to 7 times a week, whatever I feel like. And at my top of my bulk, like last year, I was like 245 pounds, something like that. And I'm 6'1", yeah. So that's like 112 kilograms. And then I cut for like, I started in February, so it's almost been a year. And right now I'm 84 kilograms. And I just switched back to keto today. And I just follow calories in, calories out, fitness-wise. So I just calculate the calories basically. And back to keto today. It's really weird, really nice. Eating burgers with cheese, no buns. Yeah, it's cool. All right, new questions. Do you ever have your campaign run for a day and Facebook doesn't show results but are still getting conversions? No. Now, my Facebook accounts are pretty good in showing stuff. Usually when I have any errors, everybody has errors. Like, I think it was last week, Facebook decided to not report any landing page clicks or shit in Ads Manager. And then I had the same issue. And it was like all over Facebook, all in Facebook groups where I'm in. But so far, they've been working good. Like, all my accounts are spending. How many girlfriends do you have if you have $1 million? Well, that's the thing, man. You can have $1 million and be very depressed. Money doesn't buy happiness. I can already tell you that for sure. So yeah, you better find a pretty girl and work in a grocery store than have $1 million and be lonely as fuck. You heard of the carnivore diet? No? It's all about eating meat, or? I think everybody should go vegan. Hell no. Yeah, man, Scotty. I like keto. It's just a change from different things. So today I bought eggs, bacon, ground beef, cheese, lots of avocados, wild salmon, a lot of wild salmon. That was expensive. Tuna steak for the protein gains. And I usually I eat some carbs. Like I think I net about 10 to 20 carbs a day, like spinach, pickles, tomatoes, bell peppers, those kind of things. After this, I'm going to have a huge salad. When you started CPA, how many ad managers did you have? Well, I did dropshipping before affiliate marketing. So I had about, I think, 6 ads managers. And right now I have 30. But yeah, I had 6 at the time. So 6 is the answer when I started. That includes my personal profile, right? My personal business thing. So yeah, one thing I wanted to say though, everybody keeps asking me how to buy ad accounts. I'm not going to disclose that ever on a public tool, public platform like Facebook, blog, YouTube, never. What I do recommend, what you could do, which is a legal way, ask your parents or anybody, your sister, your brother, to create a business manager. They invite your profile, you kick them out. So they make you admin, you kick them out, and now you have a new business manager. That's one of the easiest ways, which is legal. All right, I have a campaign running since yesterday. Facebook doesn't show any results, spam, CTR. However, I got 4 conversions. That's weird, Greg. That's free money you're getting there. Yeah, what you should do is refresh your business manager by just clicking on the refresh button. Sign out of your business manager, sign in again. It might be delayed stats, or if that doesn't work, then you just wait. If tomorrow is still the same, I will check it out. What I do sometimes have is when I turn an ad off because of the organic reach, like I think between Sunday and yesterday I didn't run ads. I made like $200 of organic conversions just from people sharing the stuff and people opting in. So yeah, might have something to do with it. I see a lot of keto ads. Yeah, they promote it because it's January, right? New year, new me kind of bullshit. So would I promote it? Hell yes. Like Nutra is like so much money to be made. However, you have the cloak, which is a little bit more black hat and risky, but the potential is huge. You would need a really strong setup. I wouldn't touch Nutra if you have less than $10,000 to invest, not spend, invest. So count on losing it all before you even make your first money. So the work car is tuning off. Bye-bye, mate. Thanks for being here on the live video. I think we're going to wrap it up soon as well. So the last questions you can answer right now, and I will answer those, and then we'll sign off because it's almost 7:30. So if you have a question and it's urgent, speak now or forever hold your peace. Man, I watched like the Jersey Shore family vacation because I didn't have much to do, right, the last couple of days because I couldn't run campaigns. I couldn't make campaigns, but I was quite lazy as well, as I'm like a general lazy person. So I watched Jersey Shore family vacation, man. That stuff is so funny. So funny. Like I can still enjoy those things a lot. All right, no more questions. Then we're going to wrap this up. Yes, all right. I think it's good enough. We have been talking for a while. So everybody watching this on YouTube, thank you guys for staying, watching everything, even though I'm not looking at the camera at all in this video. I'm looking at my screen. I'm just looking around because I know that the Facebook people cannot see me. They can only see the screen, right? So they don't see my face because the camera is recording for YouTube. All right. Do you have one Facebook page for each geo? Yes. All right, cool, we done. Thank you guys for being here. The replay will be on as long as the YouTube video is rendering. After that, it's offline and you have to check it on YouTube so you can give me watch time. Thank you guys for watching. If you're on YouTube, subscribe to the channel. If you are on the live video, hang on. One thing. So I have this Instagram profile, right? And I already placed 5 stories yesterday and 3 stories today. So everybody on YouTube, follow me on this URL. Search for me, Colin Dijs. You know, boom, here's the goal. 7 figures in 2019. I need more followers. So I'm going to comment in the Facebook group right now. And everybody can follow me there. Follow me. All right, cool. So you guys follow me. Have a good evening. Bye-bye. If you guys are watching this on YouTube, see you guys in the next video.